All right, we're going to take questions very quickly, and our speakers are here. Fantastic. Can I just see show of hands for those who have questions so I know how long, because we only have 15 minutes for questions. All right, okay, fantastic. 1, 2, okay, 3. Great.
Thank you very much. My name is Victor, for a brand called Pomo Bespoke. Spoke about one of the problems that we have in this climb being education, right? And I'm very happy that you demonstrated how AI can be used. But I really didn't see you talk about how we could use AI to teach people the crafts, the vocations, right? Many of the people in this room are in that space.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's a very great question, especially because I mentioned education earlier, learning. In simple, to solve this problem, we actually need you, right? We need you, we need people in this space to solve the problem. What you can do is, if you have the resources, your materials, we can use that to train an AI model. That model can become open source and available to everyone who feels like learning. However, if you ask an AI today how to make a leather bag, it has that resource already. ChatGPT can do that for you. I think even Luca I use can do that for you. Gamma can do that for you today. It's just the prompt you give to it.
Is it possible for you to give us access to the slide, the presentation you did, because some of us might want to go through it over and over. The second thing I wanted to ask is, do you train people? Some of us, we are very smart and creative, but we also have things we struggle with, and you look like you have the solution that I need personally. So do you train students on the whole cinematography thing? Then third thing is content. Now, this is a world, especially Instagram, TikTok, this is a world where if you're not content savvy, you're not selling, to be fair, right? And I saw that you also talked about cinematography. But how is it possible to train AI to your process, your production process, sourcing material process, and all those behind the scene thing? How do you put that together to get a very good content for social media without exactly going through the same stress?
So yes, I could make the slides available, definitely. I even have more slides if you can. I do this a lot. So secondly, I train. So we're currently working on a fellowship right now, for an AI fellowship with a bunch of people around the world. We're still working on it. We're still working on the foundation for it, because this AI industry is very broad. It's a massive space. So I wanted to bring people in from different spheres, different experiences, different focuses as well. So I have some people from South Korea, from America, like 6 different countries with 6 different practices. So when that is done, I'll put it out there. In my company, we train, but we only train people that come to work with us. In terms of cinematography and storytelling, AI already understands the basic keywords. It already understands what a shot looks like, what a close-up is, what a wide shot is, all those things. It already knows those keywords. So it's how you use those keywords to create what you're trying to create. So for instance, if you're trying to tell a story, do a storyboard, or do a film, you already have your story, and you already know how you want to tell that story. It's the same way you approach it with how you... So, and there are different steps. For instance, you have to create the images first. Right now, the videos are not good enough to create videos create a story from scratch and just with a prompt. So if you want something very realistic, create the images first and animate the images based on what you're trying to create. And you could now even add the prompt to say, see you, close up, dry and pan in, pan slide, all those kind of things. He understands those keywords, so you don't even have to do too much. It's now, when you put it together, and telling that story that it becomes you. Because every other thing is generic, every other thing is mostly like a template, so, yeah.
Thank you.
So my question, as you guys mentioned, these AI models and tools are powered by the data that it's fed, and which tends to be things that have happened in the past. So within the creative industry, is there a risk that as more and more companies and brands start using these tools, it may stifle creativity and have designs and products which start to look very, very similar because it's based on things that have happened in the past and data and information?
So this is where I've been hearing this thing for the past 2 weeks that you're not going to be replaced by AI, but the person that knows how to use AI. I've been hearing that for a bit. So if you're a writer, for instance, and a writer and a non-writer approaches an AI software, the writer will always excel more than the non-writer because you know what you're doing. So the same thing as companies, if they want to create something and it's a generic thing, it says a lot about the company itself. But if you're creating something that is from scratch, or it is something new, something original, it all has to do with the creator of that thing. For instance, Cadbury, the initial problems or the issue that we're having was they don't want anybody to come and say, that looks like my son, or like my uncle, or like my... So I had to personally use my own data to train it to look like people that I wanted it to look like, not just any specific person, like generic and all of that. So you could create this, if you use it as a tool for a step of your creation, because AI is a template, it's generic. If someone in China puts in a prompt and someone in Nigeria puts that, you get almost the same thing. Well, how do you differentiate yourself from that person in China? That's where your creativity comes into it. And that's where you can now set yourself apart from people that use AI just as that, or use AI as a tool itself.
So I believe we can also practicalize this sense even now, yeah? Every one of us, we have our phones, yeah? Take pictures of yourself here, take pictures of everything you're saying, right? Take pictures of the space, take pictures, write about the conversations, and I believe in collaboration more than anything, right? Find a way to start talking to other people in your field, other people in different fields, come together and say, hey, let's pick this particular AI model and train. Yeah, because so even when we say train, it's not engineering. It's basically the command you give it. So you give it your command based on how you would sound and the things you know and your experience here. And different people does the same thing. And we could start doing that from today up until next year, right? It would solve a lot of the problem that Malik has addressed because now the machine knows a lot of things based on what we've done here today, right? I don't know how much we can change the internet itself, like Google trying to change what it will bring out because there's a lot of negative information, so it would take so much time. But you see, with AI, it's learning from that, but we can train it directly as well. So I think that's the thing we can do. Take a lot of pictures, put them together, work together, and start writing this prompt to any AI learning model that you find.
All right, thank you so much. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for them. They've done such an amazing job breaking down today's topic. So we have some gifts. We want to say thank you. Okay, yes, thank you. I'd like to take pictures. Say thank you very much for being such resourceful speakers at LLF2024. Yes, let's invite Mrs. Femi Olayebi upstage to take pictures with them as well. Brilliant presentation, absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Do you agree? Yes. Thank you so much.